Good evening and welcome to our Town of Luray's Lord Fairfax Community College CARES Scholarship Information Session. I have with me a few colleagues, Michelle Cribbs, who is one of our coaches, and Guy Curtis, who is our marketing guru and genius. And we are here today to talk about some of the programs that are available through Lord Fairfax Community College Workforce Solutions in partnership with the Town of Luray and the CARES Scholarship that will pay for 75% of student tuition. So we're super excited about this, and we just wanted to take a moment to do a quick info session and answer any questions that may come up as a result of this. But it's a really exciting time, and we're calling this the Big Reset. And the idea here is that there are sunnier days ahead, and we know that all of this economic downturn and the impact of COVID will at some point be behind us. But in the middle of it, there are a lot of folks coming together and rallying around ways to help those that are impacted by COVID. So let's dive into this big reset and see what it's all about. So the Town of Luray has decided to use a portion of their CARES scholarship or their CARES money to fashion a scholarship for those that are COVID impacted. And basically what it does is up to $2,000 can be used by Town of Luray residents whose jobs were impacted by COVID-19. And that impact could be a direct impact, meaning your job was impacted, or it could be that someone within your family's source of income was disrupted by COVID-19. If that's the case, then you qualify for this CARES scholarship, and it will pay 75% of tuition up to $2,000 per resident. And once I go through a little bit of an explanation about our courses, you'll see that $2,000 can really go a long way in getting skilled training. So what is Workforce Solutions and Continuing Education? Well, we are a part of Lord Fairfax Community College, located in the 7-county region that extends from Shenandoah County into Luray, Warren County. I'm probably not going to get them all right. Rappahannock, Fauquier is our easternmost county, and what we do is we offer local, reliable, and relevant workforce training programs that meet the needs of employers and individuals in our community. And what that really means is that we are constantly scanning the landscape of our 7-county region and looking to see what are the jobs and the skills that are most needed in our area. So this slide has a picture of our most recent catalog, and this is someone who's been through one of our trades programs. And we like to tell good stories about folks that have gotten the skills and then gone on to get the jobs related to those skills. And this individual's story is very impactful. And so, you know, our catalog is online. You can see the link to it here, but we offer in-demand training programs that are geared towards very specific careers within our region. We have over 1,000 courses offered each year. Our instruction can be as little as 3-hour workshops to a 9-month apprenticeship program. All of our instructors are industry professionals who are working in the field. Many of our classes are programmed for nights and weekends, so that if you do have a day job, you can still get this training and you can get through it you know, in the evenings and on weekends. Our fast tracks are for those people who are starting, enhancing, or changing careers, and those programs are shortened or put together in an accelerated model so that you can get through the training very quickly. We do have robust on-site business and organization training programs for employers, meaning that we can take our show on the road and bring it to an employer location if there's enough need there for upskilling or training employees. Let's see here. So here's some of our career pathways, and particularly in the Town of Luray area, these are the areas that we identified had some of the greatest demand. Of course, healthcare is in high demand right now, and what that means for workforce programs would be things like a medical assistant, a phlebotomist, pharmacy technician. In the information technology space, that could be the CompTIA certifications, Cisco, Amazon Web Services, Cloud, Microsoft programs. We also offer commercial driver's license, Class A and B drivers for long and short hauls, trades programs. That would be if you want to become an electrician, HVAC technician. And one thing I can say about those trades, they are always in demand. They're COVID proof, they're recession proof, they're great career pathways that are always in demand. And then in our construction area, we have a state-of-the-art heavy equipment operator program tied to a guaranteed interview. That's been a highly successful program for us. And then one other thing that's really interesting in the town of Luray area is a high need for project managers. So we do offer the PMP and the CAPM training in that area. And I just wanted to take a minute to give you an example. There's a lot of different funding streams available. And one thing that's interesting about the Lord Fairfax Community College workforce credential programs is that the state is already picking up 2/3 the tuition. So let me show you what that looks like. If we took the example of the medical assistant, and this is a credential program that we have, this is a 160-hour program. It is offered weekdays or weeknights, and the full rack rate tuition on that is $3,195. But the state of Virginia says if you've been a resident of the state for 1 year, and that is the only qualification for this, is that you've been a resident for the last 12 months, then the state kicks in 2/3. So the student price now becomes $1,065. But now if you layer the town of Luray scholarship onto the student price, it becomes $266.25. That makes this program extremely affordable. You get 160 hours of training and a certification that leads directly to a job in the medical assisting field, and you only pay $266.25. That represents a 92% savings off the full price. It's pretty compelling when you think about it.
Really, I'm sure people are thinking that this is an incredible opportunity. Is there any fine print that students or applicants really need to kind of read through and make sure that they're meeting all the criteria? What is that fine print?
Well, Michelle, I'm glad you asked that. We certainly are here to help folks navigate through these funding streams because sometimes I think it can get a little bit confusing. There's not a lot of fine print. It's pretty straightforward. The Fast Forward program prices are in our catalog, and you'll be able to see when you look at the catalog. I'm going to jump back to the catalog slide since you asked that question. When you go to our catalog, and this is the link to it, what happens is you'll see the full price, and then you'll see next to it the Fast Forward price. And remember, the only qualification for Fast Forward is that you've lived in Virginia for the last 12 months. If there's a financial need, there is financial need funding that can layer on top of that that's actually even better than the town of Luray scholarship. So obviously we're looking for ways to make these programs highly accessible and very affordable for folks who need to get these skills to get into higher paying jobs. And I will tell you one thing that I just love about the Fast Forward programs is that it is the fastest proven way out of poverty, primarily because these are high demand and self-sustaining wage jobs. So you're really getting more than just, a one and done training. You're getting career skills that get you launched and into a career pathway. And that's what's so compelling about what we're doing. And again, that's why I call these career pathways. They're not just jobs, they actually put you on a trajectory. So let's say there's $2,000 that can be used for the town of Luray. Well, let's say if you start out with a CompTIA IT Fundamentals certification, and that the town of Luray price on that is very low. It's less than $100. If you took that and then you decided you wanted to layer another IT credential on top of that, you have up to $2,000 to spend to do that. So obviously you can stack these credentials and you can use that money to do a lot of good. That's our medical assistant example. And then here's the town of Luray's CARES scholarship application. One thing I want to point out is that we did highlight some courses on the application that are in high demand right now in the town of Luray. But you're not limited to just these classes. A student can go online and look at our catalog. They can go online and look at everything that's programmed out through 2021, and they can make their selection, and the town of Luray will still pick up 75% of the student portion of that tuition. So again, for the fast forward classes, it would pay 75% of the students 1/3. And I realize that's a lot of math to do. So don't worry, we've already included all the prices on here. The application looks tiny on this screen. I'm going to go a little geek on you here. This is a QR code. And right now you can hold your phone up to that QR code and it will take you directly to a PDF of this application, and you'll be able to print that out. You can fill it out and bring it in. Again, the two qualifiers for this, Michelle, back to your question on fine print, the two qualifiers for this Town of Luray scholarship is that you live within the town boundaries and you've been directly or indirectly impacted by COVID. And that's it. I mean, it's just that simple. Now we have a challenge for everybody who's watching. We need to get the word out. This is almost too good to be true, and yet it's true. So what we want to do is we do have this up on our LFCC Workforce Solutions Facebook page. We're asking that you share this link with at least 5 people. Help us get the word out. Everybody has a circle of influence. Everyone knows someone who could be benefited by taking these programs. The other is, here's that QR code again, scan that and then send it to somebody. Send them the link through text or through email. And let's help all of the citizens of Town of Luray access some great funding for some, good jobs. And that is basically everything that I have to talk about, but I'd love to take some more questions if there's any more questions.
There was a question that came in, Carlene, that they noticed the due date was November 30th on that application. What if they choose a class that's not going to start until, January 15th or February 1st? Are they going to miss the opportunity to take advantage of the scholarship money if the class doesn't start?
No, not at all. And actually, we've extended that date through December 11th. And let me take a minute to explain, because I think that's a great question. So we're taking the registrations now through December 11th. The only reason we're cutting off at December 11th is so that we can process the applications and get folks enrolled. And then our college is closed for 2 weeks over the holidays. When we come back in January, many of our courses will be starting up. So that will help us to get folks registered into classes that are starting in January. And then we'll reopen the application. If there's any funds remaining that need to be spent, we can reopen the applications and allow people to continue applying for this. But time is of the essence. So we're asking folks to please get their applications in. And I apologize that we do have an updated scholarship application on our website. So if you click the QR code, you'll get the new one. And it does extend that deadline through December 11th. But the course could start in January or February. And like our online classes start anytime you're ready to start them. And then if we have enough interest in a class that's not in our open enrollment program, we could potentially stand that up. And one other thing that's super exciting for Luray is that Lord Fairfax Community College is opening up a brand new center. And I hear we're getting the keys on Christmas Day. So what a nice Christmas present. It's called Jenkins Hall, and it's just behind the Walmart in Luray. And it's a beautiful building, state-of-the-art equipment, and we will be running a heavy equipment operator program there, as well as a few other programs. So some of these programs will be available locally, others may be in Middletown or other locations, but we're super excited that Jenkins Hall is coming online just in time for us to be able to offer many of these classes.
Great. One other question is, do any of the programs have like tests or preparations that they would have to do ahead of time before they would be eligible to enroll in these programs?
That's another great question, Michelle. So our trades classes do have an assessment that an individual takes. And the only reason for the assessment is to decide whether they're going to go into the accelerated route or if they're going to go in a traditional route. And it's an assessment that we administer. It's free of charge to students. All they do is register for their level 1, and then they're placed through the assessment, and then they will be alerted as to which pathway they'll be on for that level 1 class. Other than that, and one other thing I think is awesome about what our classes involve is everything is turnkey. So once you pay the registration, you don't go out and have to spend a lot of money on books or anything. Everything's included. So I think that's another differentiator and exciting thing about our programs is that it typically is everything rolled into one price.
It definitely makes it accessible.
Yes, and affordable. Nothing worse than taking a class where you get a discount and then being hit, with 3 times that amount for the book. So it's all inclusive of that. There might be one here or there where the examination fee is separate, but they're usually less than $50 for those examination fees. So it would be disclosed within the description of the class, but just know that the majority of them, absolutely everything is included in the price of the class.
Fantastic. Well, that's all the questions I have coming in from the chat.
Guy Curtis, anything you'd like to add?
Sure. I'm not tech savvy like you are, Carlene, but can you tell me the webpage I can visit to learn more about the application?
Absolutely. So it is, I thought I had it on here. Well, it's lfccworkforce.com/TOL for Town of Luray, TOL.
Okay. And if I have any more other questions, can I call the office, and what's the number to call?
Absolutely. So our main office number, which you caught me off guard on that one. You want to tell me what the number is? I don't call our main office very often.
Sure. I guess our main number is 540-868-7021, but I think we can reach out to you for specifics. Is that correct?
Yeah, anybody can reach out to me directly on my Google number. And again, you got me looking for it now.
I think your last slide, possibly.
It is 571-781-2292.
Awesome. Thank you. That's all the questions I have.
Well, thank you, everyone, and thank you for your time and attention today. We certainly appreciate having you here. And if there's anything that we can do or you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Again, I apologize. I didn't have the number top of mind, but I will answer. I'll be on the other end of the phone, I promise. Thank you guys so much. And again, my email address is churtle@lfcc.edu if there's anything I can do to help. And I'll leave that screen up as well. This is my office number, which will ring at my desk, but the Google number that I just provided does ring directly to me no matter where I'm at. I love the way those, all this technology works. So please do reach out if you have any questions. We're more than happy to help you out. And we really hope that you'll help us spread the word and help us create some fantastic success stories for the town of Luray. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.